Hey guys, it's Janice and Sarah from Ozark Family Homestead, and it is time again to give you a tour around the homestead and see what's growing and what's not, what's done for the year. So that's what we're going to do. We'll start off, and we do this every month, and we'll just kind of go in the same order as we do every month. Here we go. Okay, we're going to start right up here at the containers that we have up here near the house. Sarah, you had already told me this Swiss chard in here, so just getting a little bit of greens off of that. And then some spinach. We think is spinach over here, but it's growing well. This is supposed to be golden beets. Now we're getting greens off this, but we're not actually getting beets off of this. It's not forming a bulb, but either way, we're harvesting greens off of it, and they're pretty. So nothing in this one anymore. The onions have already come out. The green onions that were growing there are done. Is there anything in here, Sarah?
A few onions.
Okay, yeah, I see like a little lonely green onion there.
Just some weeds I need to work
And some
on.
weeds. So there are some seed pods in here that you are still going to harvest. The seed pods, seed pods right in here also. This is arugula. It does well. It's just stable here. I don't even know how long it'll last. All winter long, possibly. It just does well. And again, just like the golden beets, it's a red and white beet over here. Let's see, right down there. And we're not really getting a root on there, but just greens. So that's all that is in there. Now we'll move over to the herb garden and see what's in there. I do have hostas going up here around the trees too, and the hostas make me happy. All right, we come over here, and these two tubs here, I have mint growing in. I purposefully have these in the tub so that they don't take over everything, because mint is known for doing that.
Is that really a bad thing?
It's not always a bad thing. We've actually thought about putting it, okay, on the other side of Sarah there is the root cellar. That white door is our root cellar, and the top of the root cellar gets overgrown with weeds every year, and it's a problem. We have thought about expanding our mint patch. This one here is peppermint, and over here is spearmint. We have actually thought about expanding our mint patch and putting it all in the top of the root cellar up there. So that is a project list for one of these days. It sure would be nice. And this is the awful herb garden. This is the worst that the herb garden has ever looked. Okay, so this is oregano right in here. All of this is oregano, and I'm not kidding when typically the oregano has taken over the entire rock wall here, all the way to this point on is usually full of oregano. And this year I just have very little, but it is there. This is sage. The sage is doing well. It comes back year after year. We put straw around it when it starts to get cold, and the sage will survive the winter here. We are in zone 6B. Some may say 7A. We're kind of right on the line there. So this is my awful herb garden. All right, back here in the old orchard, and there's not much to see because I think pretty much everything has been harvested. This is called the old orchard because this was the original orchard that the property owner that we bought it from had established. Let me see. We have this is a pear tree here, and then an apple tree there. There's a dead apple tree next to it. We will be putting up a video featuring the taking down of the apple tree here. That is a work in progress also. So that should be up in just a couple days, I believe. We use a really nifty little chainsaw for this apple tree, and the plan is to replace it next year in the springtime. There is a pear tree then next to it. Let me see. Right in there. I think I'm pointing in the right spot. And then this little one right there, that is an apple tree also. Of course, it's not producing yet at all. But the pears have already been picked. There is a video on Sarah making pear jam out of our pears. And then the apples, well, there's some on the tippity top. I can see some way up there.
Probably climb up there and get it.
Whack it with a big stick. Yeah,
Funner.
there's a few up there. But apples have pretty much been made into applesauce. And then, of course, that poor apple tree there. It was good to us. And the pear tree here. Well, I see a pear up there that's been forgotten also. Up there. Let's see, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera or not.
Do you want me to try to get it?
You can try.
Okay, I lost sight of it, right there. Got it.
You guys, I'm excited. I'm pretty sure last month when I went through here, I thought my little fig tree was dead. But it's alive. There's leaves back again. Now, it's teeny tiny, but it's still alive. So that makes me happy. And in this area, we have the 3 pawpaw trees. I can't see anything. I don't know what I'm filming. There's such a glare. There's a pawpaw tree there. A smaller one here. And then one over here. I have never personally eaten a pawpaw, but they are native here to the Missouri Ozarks. They are supposed to be kind of like the tropical fruit of our area. Supposed to have a taste like banana and custard. Just
like a banana, pineapple, custard, mango mix.
Banana, pineapple, custard, mango mix. So, supposed to be delicious. Of course, ours are too small to actually produce anything yet, but we have hopes one of these days. Now over here, this is the asparagus patch. Looks like a big weed patch, but these are the ferns that after we're finished harvesting asparagus, we let the ferns grow up and then they will die back later this fall. And then we will take them down and mulch the area with straw very well and wait for asparagus to grow again next year. So, let's see. You can see these little ferns. I can see absolutely nothing of what I'm filming here because there is such a glare, but I hope you can see all these asparagus ferns. All right, now we're in the new orchard and there's really not anything to see here. Apples are gone. Peaches did not produce this year. Grapes are gone. So really not much to see in this area over here. So we're just gonna move right along. Well, I take that back. There is a little bit to see here. There are a few little apples. This is a small tree, but there are a few apples left on it. I thought everything was gone by now, but there's a little bit. And we make our monthly stop here at the persimmon tree. We have several on the property, but this is the one closest to the house, and the children eat the persimmons off this one. They are still nowhere near harvesting. Let me see. You can see those pale green little balls there. Those are the persimmons, and they still need to turn a orangey, a creamy orange color and get smushy and look disgusting, and then they will be perfect for eating. So, oh, there's quite a few. There's a big old cluster of them up there higher, but they're the best actually after the first frost. So we do still have a while to wait before we get to eat persimmons. All right, back here in the second garden, and it has some just coming in. There are several rows here of sweet corn that has been planted that, let's see, if you can see, yeah, see they're small. But these rows here should be ready to harvest hopefully right before we get our first frost this fall. So these are coming on, but the corn over here on the other side was harvested today. So it is being shucked by Abigail as we speak. But the sunflowers, let's see if you can see. Yeah, they're on their way out. A lot of them have already, the seed heads have turned brown. There's still a few that are the pretty yellow color, but they are on their way out too. And we will go ahead and we'll let these corn stalks dry out, and these will be fall decorations for us. And down here, Sarah was going to show me some pumpkins. We're battling squash bugs. They are awful every single year. So that's what the white on there is, diatomaceous earth that we're trying to use to battle these squash bugs. Okay. There are pumpkins growing in there.
I believe it's a Long Island cheese.
Long Island cheese is the variety there. There's a squash bug right there, Sarah. So this is where the second garden is for right now. Hi, Catty Cat. Yes. Catty Cat, this is our 13-year-old barn cat. She's a good girl. I'm over here by the pecan trees. I don't think I've ever shown you our pecan trees just because there hasn't been anything to show up until now, but we have quite a few pecans. Now we have several different varieties of pecan trees here on the property. These are a smaller hard shell variety of pecan. And we have, I think, 5 of these trees, but then we also have 3 of the big, beautiful, soft shell pecans. And those are the ones the crows like to take out every year. So we battle the crows every winter to get our pecans. But these are now growing well. I've also never shown the black walnut trees, but we have a lineup of those as well out here in the pasture. And they have their nuts growing now too. Of course, these are still, the hulls are green and the actual black walnut is inside that hull. But further on into the fall, we harvest these every fall, and I'll show you that process as we get close to that time. And the last of our apple trees over here are already bare as well. They've been picked. There are 3 big apple trees. And then we have one little small one over here too that's not producing yet, but they are done for the year as well. Things are winding down. All right, we're out here in the main garden and a lot of things are winding down out here too. We'll start off here where the towers are, and this is still just primarily strawberries. These were all strawberries that were put in this year. We started fresh, so didn't really harvest much, but hopefully they come back next year. Let's see, there's some chives down here and some rosemary, Swiss chard, and Sarah was just showing me the lavender here. It blossomed. Pretty little lavender flowers. So, and then she's got a few just pretty flowers growing out here, and her snapdragons always do so well. She puts those in the greenhouse over the winter and they come back the next year. And a little bit of basil back here in the back. Okay, the tomatoes are really starting to look awful. They're dying off. We've gotten quite a bit from them though, and there are some decent sized ones still out here. And Sarah is bringing in a harvest every day. Quite a few cherry tomatoes still on there. But you can definitely tell it's all on its way out. Fall is coming. Okay, on this cattle panel arbor here, down at the end is a loofah gourd. And it has taken over And that's what we make the little scrubbers. You can use them for dishes or for just like in the shower. So we got a good harvest of those last year. These sunflowers are way done, way gone. They are all brown. And then, let's see, she said she had nasturtium growing down here. Let me see, where's the pretty flower? It's on this side. So nasturtium there, and another cucumber plant still coming up. And I think, Sarah, your cucumbers down here are all done, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they're done and gone. Things are just not pretty this time of year. Wrapping it up. We're transitioning to another season. Even the melons are wrapping it up. I don't know if you can see through here. There are little watermelons. I think all of the cantaloupe are done, aren't they, Sarah?
Oh, yeah, they've been done for a while.
Cantaloupe are done. We did bring in our big monster watermelon last night, or I guess 2 nights ago. 37 pounds. It's our biggest watermelon we have ever grown. There is a picture of it on our Facebook page, and we filmed a little short video of us actually cracking it open. So that'll be put up as well. But yeah, I'm sorry guys, it's not pretty, but it's late August in the Missouri Ozarks, and this is what we have right now. We've still got good watermelons to eat though. Right here amongst the watermelons here on the edge, these plants here, these are volunteer sweet potatoes. This is where we had our sweet potatoes planted last year, and these green viney leaves right here, those are all sweet potatoes that came up voluntarily. We have a whole nother sweet potato patch on the other end of the garden, and I'll show you that in a little bit. There's a little bit of peas growing here along this cattle panel here. We typically do them in the springtime, but we're trying in the fall, and we'll see what happens with this. And what is this right here?
Volunteer cantaloupes, I think.
Volunteer cantaloupes? I don't know if we'll get a harvest out of those, Sarah.
I doubt it.
They look a little...
It's worth a shot.
We're gonna let them grow and see what happens. All right. And then on this side, there are some winter squash. Oh, and our parsnips. Here, let me come around and show the parsnips. This right here is parsnip that has gone to seed and planted itself again and come back again. So, not sure what will end up there with the parsnip. Here we've got a beautiful, beautiful marigold. It's nice and pretty. And the eggplants have finally decided to try to start doing something. We had such a good harvest last year, and this year, nothing until just now. It's just now trying to. And then of course the okra's doing good. We have your regular green okra. And then down here, do you know what variety it is, Sarah?
Burgundy.
Burgundy okra, and it's a red pod. So, oh, we got a big one right here that needs to be picked. It's getting hidden by the leaf. And the basil patch continues to do awesome. It's been maybe our best crop this year. It's just been beautiful.
Probably our best crop ever.
Yeah, our best crop ever of basil. Then down this cattle panel arbor is some green beans and some marigold plants here along the center. Getting down here to the end, and there's the celery. And the celery's doing good. This is our first year growing celery. She dug a trench and had the plants growing in there, so I'm pleased with the celery. We'll see what we end up with. All right, this area in here looks like a weedy mess. This is all sweet potatoes. And I'm hopeful for a good sweet potato harvest this year. It goes all the way down to where that other cattle panel arbor is, there on the end. And they look lush. They look beautiful. Some more strawberries and a little bit of onion left in this container here. And the pepper plants are still doing well. Our best year with peppers as well. You know, like this little plant just has all kinds of small little snacky peppers. There's a pretty yellow one down there. These are not jalapenos. These are sweet little, you know, baby snacky peppers. And then some little ones. But we get some of a decent size too. Down here, this little plant has some there.
They're slowing down as well.
But they are slowing down, she says. Yep. Okay, have some mullein growing right in here. And the echinacea is on its way out. Just one little puny looking bloom there. The zinnias are still doing great. Zinnias are just so easy to grow. So, and they put off such a
pop.
Yeah,
Color.
pop of color. All right, and now the table that has not been empty since this spring, right, Sarah? Yeah. Okay, so in the back here, you still have extra, this is mullein, right?
Yeah.
That we still need to find homes for these plants. And then all the little things here in the front are our brassicas that we were hoping for a fall crop. Now we got these started late. These are things like cabbage and Brussels sprouts and cauliflower and broccoli. And they should have been started earlier. However, we do have a greenhouse. So the plan is, if it gets to where we're getting a frost and things would be ruined outside, our things could be moved to the greenhouse, and we can extend the season that way. Okay, here in the back, Sarah, what do you have? These tall plants.
Bee balm, basil, elderberry, and Egyptian walking onion.
Okay, let me peek in at the elderberry there. I need to go look. We do have elderberry plants out in the pasture, and I have not looked at them here lately. So, yeah, that's my Egyptian walking onion there that we need to go ahead and plant out. Basil. Getting some seed off that one, Sarah. And bee balm. Do you have a plan for the bee balm?
I wanted to put it all around the greenhouse.
Oh.
But I need to clean up around the greenhouse.
It's on the to-do list.
One of these days, I'll be 30-something and get to it.
One of these days. All right, guys, that's the big tour of the homestead for the end of August. The plan is to be back in September, and we'll see what's left in September. In the meantime, we do need to get the greenhouse cleaned up, organized, and ready for winter. So maybe, Sarah, in September, we might have greenhouse stuff to show everybody.
Maybe. It depends on what the weather's doing.
Yeah, if it's 120 degrees in the greenhouse, we're not going to be cleaning it and organizing it, right? No. So, all right, guys, if you enjoyed the video today, please give us a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed if you are not already. And if you could tell your family and friends to watch Ozark Family Homestead, it would help our family's channel grow. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching Ozark Family Homestead.